Next presentation is by Krishi from Kerala State IT Mission, talking about market-driven agriculture initiative through IT-enabled agribusiness centers in Kerala State.
Good morning. I am Dr. Pirangan from the Kerala State IT Mission. And the project I am going to present is on e-Krishi. See here, we have got several government programs for the improving the productivity of farmers' yield. But what happens after that? Because how they are going to market their produce is not, in most cases, properly touched upon. And this project on e-Krishi is an attempt to solve some of the problems that the farmers face, especially in Kerala. Why the specialty of Kerala is because we have got what's called a homestead form of cultivation, where the area of the farm will be almost less than 50 cents. And you have got several crops in that. There is no cropping system. There are several crops. You may have getting one mango tree, couple of coconut trees, some arecanut, things like that. So they are not you can't say that they're paddy farmers or coconut farmers because they are a mixture of different crops. So they depend upon mostly the middlemen because they don't have much of products to sell. Because a coconut farmer will be having about 100, 200 nuts. Big businessmen are interested. So they are dependent upon middle. So just to overcome that, we are trying this particular system of this is a project which was funded by UNDP during 2006, and after that, now after the project period is over, now it's done taken over by the government of Kerala. So how this is done is that because it's all based on a website. We have got a website called e-Krishi website where the farmers can post their products and any amount of products, because even if you have got a one goat, just like in the other example, they can take their photograph and put it in the website, no problem. And any product, any quantity, and we have got facilities for forward posting. For example, you can say that my products will be available from the next month 15th onwards. And you can also say my products will be available from 15 to for a period of 20 days. After that, the product that goes away from the website. And there is also provision for virtual aggregation. That means a farmer in a village posts 10 coconuts or 10 goats. Another farmer posts about 2 goats. Suppose a business community or a businessman requires a large number of goats in a particular area, he can virtually aggregate in this using this platform how many goats are available in this area. Similarly, mango, say for example vegetables. Vegetables you require a particular vegetable, and the business can post, I want this much of vegetables. The farmer, if he sees the vegetable, he can also post, I have got this much to sell. I'll give you just one example to find out this thing, the usefulness of this project. In one of the village, they had about 1,000 copra, ball copra for sale. A farmer posted that I have got 1,000 ball copra for sale. I wanted more than 8 rupees. And this advertisement was seen by a businessman sitting in Maharashtra, and he said, I am prepared to give you 12 rupees provided I get a truckload of copra. What we have at 1,000 copra, he wanted a truckload. So we saw that the posting, then we posted back in our website saying that those persons who have got copra, we are prepared to take it at 12 rupees. Then within about 2 or 3 days, we got the entire thing. Not all of this is virtual, not real. Then we passed out a message to the businessman in the Gujarat, but he said, I can't come to every house and collect the copra. Then we told them that the logistics is that the truck comes in this particular route, we can collect, we had pools of these things, different locations, they collect, and the entire transaction was over within a period of 1 week. So like that, we have got a facility. Then the question comes, how the farmers are posting the products. We have got CSC centers that are called Akshayas. At least 2 Akshaya centers per village. That means a farmer need not travel more than 5 kilometers to reach any Akshaya center for posting the products. Posting is free. And all other things are taken care of by the Akshaya entrepreneur. So we have 2 Akshaya entrepreneurs here. We have about 6 come for this thing. And they post that products in the website. And once the transaction is over, it will be automatically removed. Then another thing, we also wanted to have the payment also through the SIP. But initially, there was a resistance from the business community saying that there's a lot of problems, the tax and all that. So for the time being, the financial transaction is not done to the website. Once the buyer and seller are met each other, either by the phone or by the net or email or whatever things, and they can do the transaction. So that is and here this entire thing is managed by the technology part is managed by the IT mission, but the other part is managed by the agriculture department, the rural agriculture officer, veterinary officer, things like that, if they want some doubts about that. And we have trained the business community as well as the farmers on how to use the website. Fortunately for us, Kerala is one state where the illiteracy penetration is very high. So we have got the first illiterate district is in Kerala, and 8 out of 14 districts have been declared illiterate. So that part is not a problem for us. So post it. So this is how the in short it works. The farmers post, and the type. The entire thing is through the net and the email. So that's what's happening. This is the website. So website, there are 3 or 4 portions. The trade portion, free registration, you can register free. Then buyer's corner, the buyer, the trader, if he wants any products, he can post in the website and the buyer's corner. And the seller's corner is the farmers. Any product, any amount, anything can be posted in that. We have grouped into, I'll show you the next slide. Then search for advertisements. You can search for any of the advertisements. For example, I want about mangoes. So you can search for mangoes and search for requirements, trade help and all that. So like that, that's a trade section. And also in this section, we have a fire advisory service, crop information. And the crop information, we have linking with the Agriculture University as well as we have got a project called Kisan, which is linked with that. And fertilizer recommendation, our fertilizer recommendation is based on the soil test data, and now we have tied up with the soil testing laboratory. The moment your soil is tested, you get a unique ID number, and you can go to then give you, suppose if you have got 2 acres of land cultivating any crop, you just give the details, the quantity of fertilizer required is given, and you can take a print out of that. Then coming to the planting materials availability, in our government farms, it is linked to the government farms. What are the crops, planting materials are available in the farms, it is shown there. Then we have got a fertilizer, weather information. Weather information, we have got 2 sources. One, the University of Kerala, I got some regular weather forecast. But more than that, we are depending upon another website. You may be knowing that, fallingrain.com. That's it. I think you can write down the name. Fallingrain.com gives you the weather for 4 days in advance, and they change every 4 hours. The weather data is changed every 4 hours, and they give temperature, humidity, and the rainfall. And after every 4 hours, it goes on changing. In Kerala, we have got 320 locations in this particular weather forecast, and you can just get it from the website. There's a graph based. So just by seeing the graph, the farmers can find out. Or we also give the details. So that's about, then resource library is there, some resource library. Then market information like market price. We link it to, we don't generate the market price, we link it to the concerned market. Vegetable price, we have got a Vegetable and Fruit Promotion Council. They give it every 11 o'clock, every day they give the prices. Then rubber, coconut, and you go to the rubber board, coconut board. We take the link it to that particular set. So farmer wants a vegetable price, you can click here and you get information from the PCK, rubber from the rubber board, coconut from coconut board, aracan from aracan board, like that. We don't duplicate things. We just link it and collect the information and give it to the farmers. And this is how it is website. We are grouped into, for example, oilseeds. Our coconut comes in the oilseeds. There are two groups. One is a green, other one is red. Green is the current posting, red is the forward posting. Suppose if you want a forward posting, aggregate the forward, but mostly we are, at present we are not getting mostly forward posting, but the current postings we are getting the current posting. And we get, the moment we click that, say we will come to the list of farmers, the products, when it is available, where it is available, what is the price. And click the farmer, he gets the entire details of the farmer database, and the farmer can say the farmer's email ID. We generate email ID to every farmer, and the email ID, his address, phone number, so they can directly contact the farmer. And this is our typical Akshaya Center. Akshaya Center means the word that CSC, it is almost like a common service center. And the minimum conditions are these things: 5 to 10 PCs, broadband connectivity, web scanner, printer, and trained staff. So that's two Akshaya centers are there in every village. That is, in other words, for about 1,500 to 3,000 families. This is the project growth. We have started in 2000 piloted using the UNDP assistance. Then it was up to 2009, the UNDP has gave us fund up to 9. 2008, 7 8 period, the concept was tested, the one which piloted in Malappuram was tested in another district for Kando. Then 8, 9, with 6 more districts, 9, 10, 4 more districts. Now the project period is over. The UNDP project period is over. Now the government of Kerala has taken up this project as a non-planned project, but the funding is not from the Kerala government, but the local panchayat is giving us the fund. Any panchayat can join us, and they will we will take that into the effort. The reasons for success mainly is it is not a standalone model, because we are piggybacking on the already existing successful model of Akshaya. So we are not spending a pie on the posting, we are not spending a pie for the maintaining of the Akshaya centers. Everything is looked after because we have got a regular Akshaya center, a robust platform. Then high literacy rate, then I told you involvement of all the institutional rate with agriculture, because we are not saying that we are the only person doing all these things. Any institutions interested can come to us. We are joining with the local self-government, agriculture department, university department, almost all the departments, including the bank. So now, the main benefits are the access to the market. For example, there are several products which the farmers are producing in Kerala, but we are not getting a market mainly because we don't have, for example, papaya. Nobody, we have papaya in our house, in most of the farms, most of the households, but nobody can sell papaya in Kerala because everyone has got papaya plants. But there is a lot of demand for papaya. So how to sell that? So what we have told them, the farmers can post the products and others are the neighboring states, they require it, they accumulate and sell it. For example, I give you a typical interesting thing. There is a tamarind, I don't know, it's not a common thing, it's a use for pickling. And some farmer posted that I have got a few kilos of pickling this tamarind. The order came from Gulf area. They wanted container load of tamarind. Our posting was only one farmer posted only this thing. But every house has got one or two tamarind trees, but nobody sells that. Now we have found a method, I'll just come to that phase 2, I'll explain that. There we were able to aggregate the entire thing within a very short time and market it there, even export to the other country. Then access to schemes. Many of the schemes that the government or Panchayat has got, this is not a government project, it's a state project. Panchayat has got small projects. So that Panchayat project is put in the website so the farmers can see. Better aggregation, better price of products. Visibility is there. So product visibility, reduction in the role of middlemen, increasing the bargaining capacity. So these are the traders. So the traders' advantage is that assured supply of products. So they can go in for a forward pull. They can enter into a contract with the farmers and I want this much of vegetables in this season, especially the wedding seasons, all that, in a village based. It's not a local big market, you can say village or even a district like that. Forward posting, commodity price, physical aggregation as well as then this is the original project of the UNDP. After that, we faced some other problem. As I told you, we got one or two trees in the house. We didn't have a database. Most of the farmers never used to give the posts because thinking that is a big thing. If a small farmer won't be able to reap benefit out of it. So we started the second phase. The second phase is completely funded by the local panchayat. And what we are doing is, we are preparing a complete database of the farmer. Farmer database means the how many trees are there, how many cents of land is going to cultivate, what is the time of cultivation, when is the expected yield. All these things are collected and we are put in the website. And this thing, this side, that's how we aggregate just in Malayalam. This we have done it in Malayalam purposely because we don't want to give the entire information to the world because it's a very sensitive thing and even some of the things we are scanning it. Everyone cannot see the entire details. So this is that several database that you can see. Say for example the ward level. We can go up to ward level, or panchayat level, or district level, or state level, any form. And this is the, for example, this is the one which I have given you on the other side. This is how it looks like. This is the case of somebody was looking for a mangoes. How many mango trees are available in one ward, in a small ward? So the answer is that this is a list of farmers. His area. The next is what is the expected yield he is expecting and whether the product is available for sale. We are collecting all these things, but he can say my product is for sale or not. And if it's for sale, what is it? All these details are collected and we can aggregate that. Then this is the type of reports that we can generate. We can generate about say any number of reports, 150, 200 tax reports. This is required by the government as well as the bank. Now the bank, for example, if the bank wants to give a loan to a particular farmer, the bank can go to the site, find out the details, entire details of the farmer and give. And if a farmer wants any subsidy related thing, he can go to the panchayat. The panchayat has got the details about that, and he can get the details. Officers can get the details, and depending upon that, he can. And this is certified. Any document that is put in the website is certified by the local agricultural officer, the panchayat secretary, and is an authentic document of the farm. So, like that, suppose now there are several schemes for the government. For example, scheduled caste, they are giving free fertilizer. The panchayat, before this, what the panchayat used to do is, they used to just put some amount, singing that there are 100 scheduled caste members in this panchayat. And this is the area. Or, not total, but now, even before collecting this data, preparing a document, he can say that this many scheduled caste members are here, cultivating paddy, what is the total amount required, and once the amount is dispersed, he will give the details. How many farmers got these benefits, so that there are now regular subsidy takers. Regular subsidy takers are there. They always get the same. But here, it will give you details, who all got the subsidy, who is the officer who dispersed subsidy, how much the amount is given to them, all these details can be. Similarly, if there is a change in the agricultural practice, a change in the crop, the agricultural officer can change the documents. We are giving facility for changing to the agricultural officer. Our main problem is not with the technology part of it, commodity part of it. So the farmers are not posting, many of the farmers are not posting that even now it's not integrated with the farmers. We are not getting a large number of commodities. The storage facilities are not there. Suppose now many of the products are wasted, but if we can have a storage facility, we can store all these things, because as I told you, papaya, nobody buys it if you have a storage facility. So now we have got a tie with the district panchayat places for the storage facility. Then inability to honor forward posting. That is one thing. The farmers say, I will be able to sell you about 1 ton of brinjal. But sometimes what will happen is that they say calamity, natural calamity, you won't be able to sell it. So even the middleman will buy from different sources and pass it up. But this is one problem that we have faced. Lack of facilities for value addition, attitude towards agricultural projects, because that is something with the then fear of sales tax, sales tax and income tax is saying that everything is so. So it's over. That's thing. Then poetry is in English, but now we are shifting into bilingual English as well as Malayalam. But it's currently in sustainability, community participation is there, continue to establish chains. Akshaya not a standalone model, so sustainability is not a problem for this. And we have now covered the second phase, 179 panchayats out of 1,000. The remaining is in the process, the database. But the other one is it's open. Thank you very much. And recently, several MBAs came to study this thing, and their finding is that the farmers getting 30% more price than the normal one because of this.
Thank you very much. In fact, in all these three presentations, we all saw how information is being emphasized upon and how it's really the challenge, getting the information to the farmers and getting farmers' information to the markets. And it's all these three applications have tried to make an effort to build up that interface and to bridge that information gap. So again, it's a very interesting and very nice application that has been developed by the government of Kerala. Any questions, please?
I have two questions to you. The first part of it is how malleable or open is the system if other states or other organizations would like to use the software? Are you open to that? And is it very hard-coded to Malayalam, or is there a facility to incorporate other languages, other local languages as well?
The first part is English. The first part, trade section is English. Government to government, we are prepared to give because it's funded by the UN. So there is no problem. Government to private is a problem. Language is about English. You can work on that. You can change it, but you can give it the software. No problem. If it's a government to government.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think language will be a constraint if you have used Unicode. I think nowadays, I think almost all of us are using Unicode.
There's no problem.
That should be a problem, and it can always be taken to other languages. You just have to get some fine.
But because UN policy, as a UN policy, once the project is approved and finalized and is successful, it can be transferred to any persons, any government institutions or NGOs. It is a
vernacular is very essential because we have found that those programs that do not ultimately reach in vernacular, they somehow miss the punch, and they're not able to reach to the real users because ultimately they understand vernacular only.
See, that's why the first phase it was funded only by English, but the second phase it's all in Malayalam with that English.
So can you please tell what percentage you can use this commission? What commission are charging from the traders?
Our main drawback nowadays is the posting by the traders. Farmers are posting, traders are making use of data, but the traders are not posting much. We are getting, say, on a month we are getting about maximum 100, 200 posting by the traders. But farmers are posting, but the traders are seeing it. Because we have given training to the farmers, but training to the traders of our district, of the state, we are not gone detailed to that.
Sorry to interrupt you again. The thing is, the farmers are on the mercy of the traders. Like, if a farmer produce some X amount of vegetables or crop or something in, say, Y acres of land, so will his total amount will be, purchased by the traders, or are there any other means that he can find a new traders? Like, okay, this interface is very good, and for 4 years, like, you have done very excellent work. But I'm just in, dilemma, like, what if the farmer doesn't find a trader on the net?
No, see, regular market channel is there. This is a additional market channel we are opening to the farmers.
Okay.
So whatever products that are posted by the farmers, mostly initially just perishable commodities, we tell them to post advanced posting. Because at the time of harvest, planting itself, if it's a three-month crop, we tell them to post so that they get 3-month period to contact a businessman.
So one more thing I would like to mention. Suppose I'm a farmer and I post some products over there, and suppose there are two traders. Okay, one is offering me rupees 10, other is offering me rupees 11. So do you think, on a large scale, if we go on a large scale, then it will increase, we can say inflation?
It is left to the farmer because a third person is not seeing it. Left to the farmer to whom he can sell the products.
But if you are trying to create futures, like in shares we deal with future and options over there, you are just trying to create a virtual kind of future and options over there.
Future means future harvesting date.
Yeah.
Say I'll be able to supply you X amount of products after this thing.
One thing, sir. Suppose I produce X amount of goods today, okay, and my harvest is due 2 months later, and you're a trader and you purchase me for 5 rupees. Okay, now you purchased me for 5 rupees, you have booked your profit, okay, you might have, contacted other people also from 5, I will purchase for 5 rupees and I will sell at 8 rupees. But now after 2 months, what happens? That the cost, 5 rupees that you purchased from me, it becomes 6 or it becomes 7.
That's a thing, because currently we have not looked into the details about that, because we have to stabilize the entire thing. Then once it is stabilized, we will go to it. At present we have not done.
I think something related to his question. Do you have a trading platform on your e-Krishi?
No.
You don't have. Then all these issues don't arise, I think.
No.
Because those come up only when they have a trading platform, a kind of an exchange on their website, which they have still not developed.
Not done.
So all those issues of having a commitment to sell and having a commitment to buy and the person getting a better price somewhere else and not being... So all those issues come up later when they develop a trading platform. I think right now they're only providing the information to the farmer that all these prices are available to you, and to the trader that all these commodities at these prices are available to you. It's basically providing them a shelf of choice. So I think once they move to the having a platform for trading, then all these issues can be addressed. I would like to ask one question. Have you thought of developing something like e-auction or something where I offer my product and then say at a particular time I run an e-auction, or for say 2 days I run a kind of e-auction and get the best price for my product?
No, because we have e-auction facilities in Kerala only for one product, cardamom. But in this platform, we have not tried this thing, because once we would like to cover the entire state first, get the information of the entire farming community, then we take the next step.
You mentioned about cold storage facilities, and that is one of the limiting factors. Now, and you gave examples of coconut and tamarind, which has a higher shelf life. But if there are some buyer, keen on buying, and you're not unable to sell, then...
That is a problem that we are facing now, because perishable commodities, the villages, we don't have cold storage facilities. So, but the transportation is not a problem. Any who can call out Kerala, we can go take anything.
Outside state?
Outside state, actually the main businessman will sell the product only in Kerala. That we will tell this is available here. If you are interested to buy from here, that's the lookout. We are not entering into that details.
So any more questions? Thank you, Dr. Pitanga.